Here's one thing in longevity for April 13th, 2026. You may have seen headlines about the NHS trial of the Galleri cancer blood test. Some are calling it a breakthrough, others are calling it a failure. The reality is, it's neither. Galleri is a multi-cancer early detection test, a single blood draw that can detect signals from up to 50 different cancers using circulating tumor DNA. That's the promise. Detect cancer earlier, before symptoms, and save lives. So what happened in the NHS trial? It was a big study, over 140,000 people, and it failed to meet its primary endpoint, which was reducing late-stage cancers, specifically the number of stage 3 and stage 4 cancers combined. And in clinical trials, the primary endpoint matters. That's the bar for success. But failing to hit an endpoint doesn't mean the test doesn't work. It might just mean the trial wasn't designed very well. That's where the nuance comes in. And in this case, it appears the test performed pretty much exactly as expected. There was increased detection of early stage cancers and a reduction in stage 4 cancers, just not the combined stage 3 and stage 4 cancers specified in the endpoint. So where does that leave us? At the population level, Galleri is not ready for primetime screening because screening isn't just about detection, it's about whether the benefits outweigh the harms, and that hasn't been shown yet. And there are some real downsides here. First, it's expensive, about $1,000 just for a single test. Second, if you get a positive result, there's about a 50% chance you don't actually have cancer. That's actually better than many current screening methods, but still leads to anxiety, follow-up imaging, and sometimes invasive procedures. And third, the test only detects about half of existing cancers. So it can miss things too. A negative result on a Galleri does not mean a clean bill of health. That's the trade-off. But that doesn't mean the test has no value. For higher risk individuals, or in specific contexts, it can make a lot of sense. And for individuals who understand the limitations, it can be a reasonable choice. So the takeaway is simple. This is a promising technology, but we're still in the figure out how to use it phase, not the screen everyone phase. And here's an interesting question to ponder. If you had access to a single blood test that could successfully detect cancer about half the time, but a positive result meant there was about a 50% chance you don't actually have cancer, would you take it? And that's one thing in longevity for April 13th, 2026.